Hello, my name is Matt Brooking. This is my Capstone project for Aviation 350 airline operations. And here's the presentation for our problems that we're going to try to solve. We have some questions that we have to answer. Conditions, the aircraft, our dispatch release, and here's the exercise. For the purpose of determining whether an alternate airport, what is the forecast weather for BTR at our ETA? We're going to, number two, what are the lowest legal one nav alternate weather minimums for BTR? Number three, what are the lowest legal two nav alternate weather minimums for BTR? And then four, is it legal to use BTR as an alternate airport for this flight? And five, if not affected by NOTAM, what would the lowest legal alternative weather minimum for KBTR? All right, so number one, we take a look at our TAF. We find out during the time when we think we might have to have it, it's going to be right on this line, and we're broken at 501 statute miles. So that's our weather. 501 is what we're looking for. Number two, here's the instructions on how to figure out for what the company requires. We're going to find out what the different approaches are, and we're going to add 400 feet and 1 statute mile, and that will give us the what we need for our minimums for the alternate for planning purposes. Here's where we pulled the numbers off of all the different Jeppesen charts, and we have a chart here for what are the lowest legal one nav alternate weather minimums. So we've got 3 different approaches that we're looking at. An ILS localizer for 1.3. The minimums are 600 and 1.5 corrected. Localizer 2.2 right, 810 and 1 3/4. The VOR left is 951 and 2 3/4. So that hasn't quite got us to that under the 501 foot. So we can't use the 1 nav alternate. We have to move on and go to the 2 nav. What would the lowest legal 2 nav alternate weather minimums be at for BTR? So we have the ILS localizer 1.3 and a VOR DME for 401. And then 610 and 1 3/4 for the VOR DME. So neither one of these gets us, because on the 2 nav we have to have 2 that are under the threshold, and we only have 1 that's under the threshold. So we don't have a 2 nav alternate. And this is all due to the NOTAM, which gave us a localizer was out, or the glide slope was out on a instrument approach. So we couldn't use the two precision approaches, and we just couldn't get low enough. All right, so number 3, 1 nav and 2 nav alternate weather minimum briefings for BTR. We've got the ILS localizer for 1.3 is 600 and 1 1/2. And then the 2 navigations, we have 401, 610 and 1 3/4. Take the higher of the 2 and use that, and it's still above our 501. So again, we're out. Is it legal? Weather's forecasted BTR is at our time of arrival being 501 mile, and the answer is no. Number 5, if not affected by NOTAM, what would be the lowest legal alternate weather minimum for KBTR? So we could do a 2 nav, use the 2 precision approaches, 1 from one side, 1 from the other. They're considered different, even though they may be the same equipment on the same runway. They're different approaches with different equipment. And the ILS localizer 1.3 is 401, and the ILS localizer 2.2 right is 407/8 corrected. Both of those could get us under, and we could use this as an alternate if we didn't have the NOTAM. Thank you very much.